We are back with our jewel himself, David Goldstein at Biltmore Loan and Jewelry, and we're talking about ways that they can help you get cash. Why did you breathe?
Oh, so well said, I just wanted to say. That was so well said.
You are a jewel, you know
Thank
that.
you.
You mean the world to us here, and we are just excited because you have Native American jewelry, which, of course, if you live in Arizona, you probably have collected a lot of this.
It's rampant. And, you know, we talk about products week after week, and truthfully, handbags probably is not my true expertise. My staff is going to be a little more well-rounded in that. When it comes to jewelry, antiques, and collectibles, that's something where I really am very savvy. And you'll look at some of these pieces, and people bring in Indian jewelry or Native American jewelry today, and they're not knowing who the designer was, who was the maker of that. You know, so when you look at a strand of these multi-strand nuggets, this is actually Santo Domingo with Kingman nuggets.
Absolutely
okay?
gorgeous.
And then you'll look at a fetish necklace like this, which is also Santo Domingo. These are all hand carved, and this is a fabulous maker.
Wow.
So consequently, this will bring a premium over something that would be just standard type jewelry.
So what would a necklace like this get? What would it fetch?
A necklace like this should bring between $750 and $1,000 because those are all hand carved.
And a lot of times, David, and I know you get this a lot, we don't know the value.
Especially larger carvings by a really well-known carver. You look at a bracelet like this, who was done by George Key, who this is one of the largest pieces of Morenci turquoise I've seen.
Well, I see in here, there's like it looks like an engraving of some sort. Why is that important?
That is so important because that tells us the maker of it, and then we look up who that is, and certain pieces are more collectible. To find larger sizes in turquoise like this today is more difficult. This is more of a Navajo type piece with larger pieces, where this is one of the largest pieces of Morenci turquoise you'll see. And then as we move our way down here, you'll see the more green tones, and these are kind of my favorite. I love green turquoise, and it's more from Nevada. You could see these fabulous polished beads, this amazing nugget in a 14 karat, that's a natural piece. So it isn't necessarily about, again, the information about each piece. It's me being able to, and art staff being able to differentiate between the norm and the better.
And you go all over. I mean, you travel to different, shows, and you're making sure you're knowing too. You're doing your own homework.
Up to date, Susan, all the time because trends are changing.
Absolutely.
So that's why we say that's the Biltmore difference, is using experts to get an opinion.
I have to ask you, because I was in your Scottsdale location, and I asked you what's the difference between an antique and a collectible. What is the difference?
An antique is something that is over 100 years old.
Or vintage, I think, is what I asked
Vintage really is just a fluffy word for used, okay? Where antique is 100 years old, and collectible is things that people have made that are collectible. People collect them, from Coca-Cola to John Deere. Some of the greatest companies in the world had collectibles. Also, there is in Native American jewelry, handbags, and all types of antiques.
That is so interesting to me, because I was like, we throw that word around, and it's not really. An antique has a true number. It's got a stamp on it.
100 years old.
And then vintage is just something we say when we know that was last season's.
Fluffy word for used.
And you're not a pawn shop. You've touted that a
No,
lot.
what we try to do is evaluate the product for you. We are your thesaurus, your dictionary for information. So if you have something you want to know the value of and you want research for up-to-date prices, I so want you to come in and see the Biltmore difference.
And he will give you a free evaluation if you do so. If you've got an item, email them, info@biltmoreloan.com. That is where you can send a question, an inquiry if you've got it, a photo if you do as well. Scottsdale does require an appointment, 480-991-5626 if you want to visit that office. But you can walk into the Chandler location with your items, 480-705-LOAN, or visit their website, biltmoreloan.com. And if you want to buy some of these incredible items, visit biltmorelux.com.